What's up, sports cards fans? It's Monday night. We're going to be listening to some Taylor Swift in this video. Don't hate. I got a card in the mail today, so I have 4 PSA graded cards to show you, and then I just want to go over a couple things. One's hobby related regarding a certain player, and the other is just kind of my thought process when I'm buying, looking, and collecting cards. So, first card I got to show is a football pickup. I haven't gotten any baseball in a while. You know, I just got into football, basketball, so I'm trying to jumpstart those collections. But I think I may be getting baseball this month. Anyways, yeah, 88 Topps, John Elway, Gem Mint 10. This is my one and only Elway card. I'm looking for the 89 Topps. I'm looking for everything from his rookie in 84 through 89 Topps. Four Sharp Corners has a 89 Topps Elway Gem Mint 10, and they want $75 or best offer, which I think is ridiculous because I think it should only be 15 bucks. And I would offer them 15 bucks, except the card isn't very well centered, and if I can tell that the card isn't centered, then it shouldn't be Gem Mint 10. Sometimes I wonder what PSA is doing. And I have another card to show you that I kind of question the grading. But anyways, this is a pretty sweet looking card. I'm liking the 88 Topps. I have the 88 Topps Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. So this fits nicely with those. Next up, 89 Fleer Magic Johnson Gem Mint 10. Not very expensive, but one that I wanted to get. Again, trying to PC Magic Johnson. So this is my first pickup of his. Here's the 89 Fleer Larry Bird, Gem Mint 10, of course. I picked up his 88 Fleer in a 10 not too long ago, so now this is my second Bird card. Card looks fantastic, as you would expect. But what I was alluding to as far as what PSA is doing, and you may not see anything, but looking at the back, obviously there's, it's got the red coloring. And in my opinion, there's a lot of white showing on the corners and the edges. Frankly, if it were me, I would have graded this card an 8. Just because of the white on the corners on the back here. And in a couple of videos ago, when I was breaking 89 Fleer, I was talking about how those red borders bleed onto the edges. And I think you can see some right there on that edge. So you can see that the red on the back bleeding onto the edge. And they still gave it a 10. Which I'm fine with, I guess. And it's kind of encouraging that maybe I'll take a second look at my 89 Fleer cards, because some of them I didn't think were worth grading because they had that red on the edge, but now I'll take a second look and maybe consider grading them. Okay, fourth and last card. You guys saw the video of me bidding on this 80 Topps Walter Payton Mint 9, and here it is. And the card looks as good in person as it did in the picture. This was a Probstein auction that I won. Back of the card looks fantastic. So Walter Payton, another guy I would like to PC. This is my one and only card of his so far. The 79 and 78 Topps If I want those in mint condition, they're about $100, a little bit more a piece. So it may be some time before I go after those. But I'm happy with this for now. It's a cool card. Looks great. And Walter Payton, you know, probably the second best running back all time behind Jim Brown, and probably in the top 5 football players all time. So you can't go wrong picking up a Walter Payton. All right. So I wanted to, first let's talk about Barry Bonds. What's going on with Barry Bonds cards? I'm gonna pan you over to the old PC here. Here's first of all, I'm using vintagecardprices.com. It's a subscription-based website. I think it's $12.99 a month. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit, even though this is a fantastic Taylor Swift song. Yeah, it's a subscription-based. I believe I'm paying $12.99 a month, but it's just an invaluable service if you're buying the types of cards that I am, graded cards of the 20th century, basically, because this website only goes through 1999. But it tracks auction sales and gives you an idea of what's happening with the cards and what you should be paying. So here's an 87 Fleer Bonds, a card that I own in a 10. This is the average price. Now, how they get the average price is they take the last 10 sales, they throw out the highest price and the lowest price, and then average the remaining 8. But look at what's going on. The last few auctions, $76, and it goes to $90, then $119, $130, $152. This chart up here is going back to 2007, so you can see that it was a high value card, I think probably around the time of his retirement, and then dropped off dramatically, but now it's back on the rise. If I go to the 1-year chart, each one of these data points is a sale, and you can just see the spike right here just in the last month. So I definitely think this has to do with Bagwell getting into the Hall of Fame and people thinking, if they let Bagwell in, then certainly Bonds and Clemens could get in. And I agree, and they're over the 50% mark. I think they're going to get there. So the price on Bonds cards are going up. I think the price on Clemens cards are going up as well. So get them now, because it may already be too late, but if you wait longer, it's going to probably cost you even more. So what I do, here we go. So this is an Excel spreadsheet, and I like the PSA set registries. I think they're fun, but most importantly, I think they're a good way to get an idea of what to collect. If I say I want to collect Walter Payton, well, I can go to the Walter Payton player set registry and know what cards to be going after. So I've pretty much done that, and this is a massive list. As you can see, I have almost 700 cards on this list, and it just goes up and up. The colors, pink is football, orange is basketball, blue is hockey. I don't have any hockey yet, but as you can see, I'm looking at some Jaromir Jagrs. I hope I'm saying that name right. Green is baseball, so not a lot of baseball down here because I already own a lot of the more easily accessible cards, let's say, and they're all sitting up here. I already own a ton of those. So this is kind of how I organize myself, and all these prices here are based, like I said, off the vintage card prices. So I know within a certain budget what cards I can be going after. And right now I'm really focusing in the under $40 just because they're not very expensive, right? And just last night I started designating what's a rookie card just in case I want to prioritize a rookie card in that price range. Now, I have no intention of ever completing this list, although I'm, 34 years old, so if I continue to collect for the next 30 years, when I retire, I should probably have made a pretty good dent in this. But it's really just to give me an idea of what I want and what it's going to cost. It's a jumping off point. Instead of just, randomly thinking of something and like, oh, I'm going to go after that. You know what I mean? It just, it gives me a plan to go off of. And then I have another Excel spreadsheet here. This is what I call my card portfolio. These are all graded cards that I own. And you can see I have it organized, I have a column for year, manufacturer, player. And then I have a few columns that are population related, but I kind of gave up on that. I had the pop percentile, population higher, and total pop, but it was just too much work, and I gave up on that. I could probably eliminate those columns and be fine, but then of course I have what I paid for the card, what it's valued at now. Again, vintage card prices is there to help me out with that. And I have the nominal gain and loss, a percentage gain and loss, and then percentage of collection is of the total value. How much does that one card represent? Like the Hank Aaron rookie is 23.54% of my entire collection, so that's heavily weighted. Gold just means that the cards are in my top 10. Beige means they're in the top 20. All those cards are now in a safe deposit box, and also these cards that are colored gray are also now in the safe deposit box. And just like on the previous Excel spreadsheet, pink is football, orange is basketball. And I didn't bother to color the baseball because I have so many of them. So as you can see, I think I have 115-ish. Yeah, about 115-ish. And then I have and of course I have the total, which is pretty substantial at this point, which is why I decided to move everything into the safe deposit box. So that's really how I keep myself organized and track my collection. I'm kind of curious if you guys do something similar. Do you have Excel spreadsheets? Are you that are you as anal as I am, or what? Trying to get this patent card set up. Having trouble. So anyways, that is it, folks. 4 pickups. Barry Bonds cards on the rise. And a little bit about how I go about collecting sports cards. Let me know what you guys think. Do you have any advice for me? Because I am certainly open. I've been doing this for about 5 years now, and I've definitely come a long way in my collecting, but I'm definitely open to new advice and insight on how to collect. Other than that, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Happy collecting, guys. Bye-bye.